Alright, well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to get on today and make a video just briefly talking about an idea that hit me the other day and a realization that kind of hit me also last week. I was out at the beach on vacation thinking up new ideas and just brainstorming some new scripts and just things that I want to put out on YouTube. And the idea of making more videos is making me more bold in my ideas actually hit me, and I realized I'm wanting to take way more risks than when I did in the very beginning of my journey in YouTube. And I think a lot of that is attributed to just consistently making videos. I get bored easily, and if I consistently make the same thing over and over again, I don't feel challenged. I'm also not learning, and if it's not a video that I would like to watch, I'm probably not going to make it at all. Now, it's hard for me to watch a lot of my older videos, and so that's just a point of encouragement for me to just keep learning and keep at it. But I wanted to get on here really quick and just share just a couple of points for anybody who's trying to work on their YouTube channel and YouTube journey, just points of encouragement and motivation so that if you are hitting that roadblock, these are things that I've been thinking about lately that just help keep pushing me forward. Now, as I said earlier, I started making videos with just material that I was comfortable with. So I had dabbled a little bit in magic and just kind of with cards and just cardistry, things like that. And so that was easy just to give myself a subject to really play around with and learn the ins and outs of how to upload a YouTube video, how to record, how to simply edit, things like that. Quickly, the ideas evolved to where I wanted to just start branching out into other things. And so that transition from magic more into the documentation of a beginner videographer and photographer was a little more easier because I was the subject matter. I was the person I was documenting, and so it was easy to talk about my hangups and what I was learning, what gear I was starting off with. But as time progressed, I think that in the beginning, it's pretty easy to progress. And then I think somewhere maybe around the 1 year, year and a half mark, you hit a point where you have to make several decisions as to which direction do you want to take. And for me, I slowed down just a little bit because gear ended up getting a little bit more expensive at the turning point that I was at. And so I needed to decide where I wanted to spend my money and what kind of software, what kind of ideas that I want to put out. And it's not to say that you have to really spend a lot of money to make a YouTube channel. No, that's just my personal experience. I know a lot of people nowadays are saying you can do stuff with your phone. Sure, up to a certain extent, and it is definitely doable. But for me, I wanted to go a certain route that demanded a little bit more money, so I needed to really invest in my thoughts and ideas and consider, is that seriously a route I want to go into? So it quickly turned into one of those things where I'm bored, I need to make a decision, I don't want to spend money needlessly, so where do I go from there? And that's where I started to make the decision that I wanted to get straight into videography more than photography, and really with an emphasis of color grading and content creation. That can be for myself, for businesses, and just really anyone in general who needed it. Now, along the way, the most consistent thing has been my upload schedule. So on YouTube, 1 video a week. I missed last week, so I'm putting out 2 this week just to keep up with it. And then on Instagram, I was posting at least 2 times a week, but now I've gotten to the rigorous schedule of, for as long as I can, I'm gonna post twice a week. A photo carousel, or just a single photo, and then a reel. But it has to be of substantial quality. It can't just be just to throw something out there. So for me, that has been the thing that has helped me develop ideas quicker, is just consistently post videos. And if I run up into a week where I just don't have any real substance, that's a motivator for me to keep challenging myself to develop my idea bank so that I don't reach a drought period where I just don't have anything. But if there are times like that, I just get on camera and just talk about basically what's going on, what am I thinking, and then what are the next steps moving forward. But that has rapidly caused me to get a little bit more bold, because back to my earlier point, if I get bored consistently making the same thing or different variants of the same thing, I want to challenge myself to think, how can I, in my realm, with my level of expertise and just my gear, how can I make something that's a little bit more bold, entertaining, but could also bring some value? I will say too, there is no risk. also as a small creator. So I'm speaking more to small content creators and anybody with a small following. There's really not much of a risk for you. If you want to try ideas, one thing that I keep hearing across the board, and I'm definitely experiencing as well, is that bigger creators, when speaking about smaller creators, they say the same thing over and over again. They wish they had the flexibility that smaller creators did, because there's a little bit more room for freedom. You're not really subject to the critiques, and you shouldn't ever be, but you're really not subject to the critiques of your viewership, because nobody's really expecting you to do anything. In fact, nobody really cares what you do. That is a lesson that I had to learn the hard way, and it's really hit me differently now than it did a year ago when I first heard about it, a year and a half ago. Back then I thought, well, nobody cares. Well, they should care, and that's why I really wanted to put a huge emphasis on making consistent videos, because I wanted people to care. Now I think going into about to hit year 2, the end of year 2, I'm really not caring so much what people are thinking, and so that is leading me to just come up with more bold ideas and get creative and get weird with it. And then along the way, I think these kinds of ideas are what, if you're looking for viewership, if you're looking for virality, I can't even say that word. If you're looking for virality, I think a lot of the bigger viral videos do come as a result of smaller accounts trying new things out that nobody else would want to try out because of the risk. But because those small accounts don't have much of a risk factor to it, they can go out and try these bold ideas, and then as a result, it launches them forward. But I think it's one of those things too where you have no risk. You're going to try out different things. You're going to put out as much. You should put out as much as you can, and then eventually one of those things will stick and help you launch your career or your account forward in a way that you probably wanted in the past. So those are just some thoughts that I've had recently. I wanted to put it on camera for anybody else who may need to hear that, and hopefully that helped or encouraged somebody. Now, I am currently working on that video of my time at the beach and just the beautiful scenes that I had, but also that lesson that I learned with DJI's Air 3. So stick around for that, and we'll see you guys in the next one.